Alright, the news by Shanewz, Source Experience. I'm in my bag, y'all. I got time today, so I feel like doing some content today, right? And I also got the stats now. So when I come on here, I have a professional resume. You know, you do have options. But I want to highlight some more of this Bud Crawford, you know, former narrative pushers who no longer, you know, the fighter that they was pushing the narratives for no longer has that presence like that anymore. So now these guys are miserable when it comes to being content creators, right? Here is another example right here. This guy.
What I'm saying is, you just gotta be honest and real. That was a hell of a fight, and I gotta give Fury his credit. To my knowledge, he won that. They live in a gray area. I think that's one of my greatest assets. And I'll say, Terrence has had the most minimal human interaction in terms of media for the build up to this fight. I mean, it's just been deplorable. I'm a guy who's like, man, Terrence Crawford is in my city. That's pretty dope, man. You know, I'm still undecided. I'm going to the fight. I'm waiting on Lincoln's schedule. Should come out tomorrow, Thursday.
Stop it right there, right? When the hate don't work, they start telling lies. Remember, this guy, yo, that's barbershop conversation. Fred Hawthorne. He was another one. Hide a lot of Errol Spence's dirt. Always looked the other way, right? Said Terrence Crawford was going to lose to Errol Spence. Errol Spence had the better resume. It didn't play out that way, right? So now look at him. Instead of eating crow, which he said he is eating crow, no, you're still throwing shade, brother. You're still throwing shade. Because at the end of the day, the people that had you employed you, but you say you're self-made man, but they employed you. Because for years on years, you ran Al Heyman plays too. And then they took your credential, they stripped you of your, you know, privilege, right? Now you had to fend for yourself. And look, you got a fight in your city that you're still speaking on. Why don't you pull up on it, man? Why don't you pull up on it? You know, come outside again, man. I remember you was one of the biggest advocates for outside. I just watched the you know, when you did the LDBC joint 5 years ago in Houston, man. You had that flag waving heavy, man. Heavy, man. All of you guys, and this guy too. The other guy I'm gonna get to, man. Him right here. He's really this is part 2 for him. Cause he's so hurt. Man, Terrence Crawford, you really hurt this guy, man. You hurt him bad.
Like that. It's mouth.
You hurt him bad, man.
This feels bigger than the Errol Spence fight. You know, if you look around, it's different. You know, Errol Spence fight was big for the urban community because it's been something that's been talked about for 5 years. Me and Errol. But when you look around, you see so many different races and cultures that it's bigger in its own right. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video we're going to be in the 154-pound division where Terrence Crawford is going to be fighting Israel Madrimov this weekend. And he was asked a question by Ali Aladepo ahead of this fight. And Terrence Crawford's answer is so full of SHIT that you have to wonder how in the world he got it out of his mouth. And not only did the thing that he say was it surprising he could get out of his mouth, the ramifications of what he said and how it reflects on it, his mindset is off-putting to say the least. Now, before I get into those details, and Errol Spence as well, who showed a lot of care.
Yo, it's off-putting, right? But, nah, think about what you're saying, man. You're still in your feelings upset that he beat Errol Spence. Because you guys, you, Barbershop Conversation, many others, did not expect him to even be able to compete against Errol Spence like that, let alone dominate him. So now that he has moved on, right, and Errol Spence kind of moved on too, because they could have had a rematch. But, you know, things happened and Errol Spence, you know, couldn't come to the table for the rematch. So now that he is, you know, the ambassador for Riyadh season in America, and like I said, this is the big event. If it was headlined by your boy, who you're, you know, advocating for, I don't think you would have the same energy. But it just goes to show how you guys, you Terrence Crawford doubters, now are lost in what I like to call the sauce. You know, you do have options. But yes, this is a bigger event, man. This was just part 2. This to show how you guys are still... But, man, fuck all that. When is Errol Spence fighting? Since Errol Spence is, you know, the bigger draw, the bigger this, that, and the third. Is he going to be fighting outside of Dallas or just Dallas still? Got him.